Hello guys, welcome back. I'm here today with another video of a Whirlpool washing machine that has some issues of not responding. So we'll be going to fix it together step by step, showing you how to do things. So the first thing, after plugging in the machine, I hear the sound coming from the back of the machine, but that sound doesn't mean that the machine was functioning. So the only sound that was coming, it was from the drain motor. On this type of machine, we only have two types of motor: the drain and the main one that spins the washer bucket. So after selecting the spin, you have seen the actuator that pulls the actuator to engage the two shafts of the spinner bucket and the pulsator. So at first, to respond until I manually spin the machine itself, I just open the lid and spin the whole bucket, check if the gearboxes are fine, and everything was smooth. So now, after switching it off, we need to go to the next step. So the next step here, we need to check the motor, and as you can see here, everything seems to be fine, but there's an issue of the main motor. So what we need to do is to check the wires. So these wires are going up there. So after then, we need to check the exit. So we finally found the exit. So the only way to access them is to pop this control panel so that we can remove this top section here. Remove the screws in the back and the front underneath the control panel. So after then, everything was exposed. Now we have our wires over there. So what I need to do is to plug everything manually, and then after plugging it manually, that's where we are going to be able to identify where the issue might be, whether it's the motor or the wires. So let me pop up this thing here. It was hard a little bit, so be careful when you do this thing. You need to lift it the back and push it forward to unclip everything. So now with this, everything is exposed. These are the wires, and there's the connect harness. And on this one again, you need to, when you disconnect it, you have to be careful. So we're going to do 6 steps, guys. We checked the gearbox. Now we're coming to the motor, and after coming to the motor, next thing is going to be the control panel and the power code and the capacitor. After the capacitor, we're going to check the wire, the short on the wires. So the only way to test this one, you need to cut some small wires to push them inside the connector terminals. So as you can see here, we have 5 wires. 2 are for the drain motor, 3 of them are for the main motor, which are the thicker ones. So those small wires that have been cut will help me to expose the connector terminals outside, because I just push them inside to clip inside there. So it's actually a 0.8 millimeter wire. So when I'm testing with the continuity, you saw the readings coming from the main motor. So the next thing here, we know that our motor itself is fine when you see the readings. So now what I need to do is to test the power coming from the control panel itself. So plugged in the machine. So now you can see those are 2 supply wires, the live and the neutral. So the third one that I've attached and that you didn't see the readings is actually for the capacitor. So that one need to be, I don't need to focus on that much. So now we need to focus on those ones for that supplies the motor. So the thing I want to show you right here is to use an external capacitor. So if there is the readings from the motor, now you want to see if the motor itself it can respond using an external capacitor. For doing that, you need to connect your capacitor, one wire of the capacitor to the supply code, goes together to the motor. See how things are supposed to be, and the other two remaining ones separated, coming from the other side of the capacitor, and the other one is the neutral, supposed to go on the other side of the motor wire. So the thing is, what you need to be careful about is on the supply cables, you need to connect your neutral and your live wire. So the one that was not responding is the one that's supposed to take the other wire of the capacitor. So now after connecting that one, the motor was humming but not spinning. So we need to swap all this until we finally find this thing. So I took the neutral to the wire that's supposed to carry this capacitor. So things were not doing well. I swapped again. I put my live wires where the live supposed to go. So now, after plugging it in, the motor responded, but the sound was not good at all. So you can see it is spinning, but it complains. As you can see here, I swapped the cable. The neutral wire is supposed to be connected to where that other wire of the capacitor is. So I'll disconnect everything. After disconnecting, you need to shut your capacitor before touching the wires with your bare hands. This is why I'm touching this with a screwdriver. Just touch two terminals and everything. The explosion might happen if the capacitor is not discharged yet, and then you will be safe to touch your capacitor. So now this is how to connect everything. The live goes to the red wire, and then the neutral goes to the white, and then the capacitor goes to the blue according to the manufacturer. So that's how it is. So let's check it now. So this time around we need to get a full power, because if you connect your motor in the wrong way, it might not get that full power, and this thing might end up ruining your capacitor. So now see, the motor itself is spinning aggressively. So now we were able to see our main culprit. It was the capacitor. So another thing we need to check is if we can get the power from its supply code and the control panel using an external capacitor. So the thing is, we need to get a wire and cut it in half. After then, we remove the external supply code to plug in the main wires coming from the control panel and the main supply code itself. The only thing we're going to leave here is this external capacitor. So let's do it. Check if we can we may get the good results. So same method, using these wires, these short wires as my clips or my push-in terminals. So that's how it is. So now let's focus on these two. So these ones don't matter where you need to push them in. Where they push the live to the where the neutral is supposed to be connected, or you push the neutral where the live is supposed to be connected, because this one does not have a polarity. The motor itself is going to spin, but I just prefer to connect it the right way. So now we are done. Let's connect our main supply code from the machine. So I shoved these things with the thin wire of the tester itself, so that they might be strong enough not to be moved away when the machine is vibrating. So we're getting our extension and our supply code. Now let's see if this thing is going to respond. Most people used to say the faulty water level sensor may cause the issue, but it won't do that without displaying a faulty warning on the control panel. So now the sound is going to disappear, the sound you used to hear, because this time we're not supplying any power to the drain motor, because the harness is bypassed. After then, as you can hear here, there is a sound. The motor is responded. So when the motor is responded, it selected itself to the washer while it is spinning, while it is on the spin mode. So I will help the actuator by hand to engage. But first, let me change some inputs or settings on the spin, so that this can go more further and help me to keep this thing spinning while I get underneath there. The motor keeps spinning, and then let me help the actuator with my hands to engage the two shafts. So if you see this thing spinning, it means everything is fine, because the wires of the actuator comes with the wires of the drain motor. They separate down there. So now we're getting a spin. As you can see, the whole bucket is spinning. So we became lucky on this one. Alright guys, with no further questions, so we found our culprit, which is the capacitor. So to check on the capacitor, we need to go down there under the machine, close to the actuator. As you can see here, we need to finally identify the readings. This is 11 microfarad, 450 volts. So let's check if this thing can be tested. In order to test, we need to remove one wire so that we can connect it direct without anything that it supplies. So we have our extension and the code. So I need to use live and neutral, only 2 cables. So I wrap around those wires to the leads of the tester so that I can be able to touch it without shorting the wires, without accidentally shorting the wires. So I hold them like this. So in order to test the capacitor, you just touch it a little bit, once or twice, so you saw the explosion, and get another wire, connect 2 terminals. If you hear the explosion, the explosion or the sound coming out of that thing, it means your capacitor is responding. But if it doesn't, it means your capacitor is failed to store the higher voltage, so it will be dead. Let me check the wires that comes from the capacitor going to the motor. So before doing that, I attempted to try the machine again, whether if it might respond this time, because I saw that the capacitor itself is still okay, but unfortunately everything disappointed me. The machine failed. So the last thing after the capacitor, the last thing, which is the fifth, is to check where there might be a short on the wires somewhere. So we need to remove the wires from its exit and remove this wire cover so that we may separate the cable, tracing them from the start until where the capacitor is. So I finally found where there is a short, and this wire has been cut off on this junction right here. So this is the wire coming from the capacitor. So there we go, guys. This is why our machine was not functioning. So I'm going to join this off camera. So after joining it, so I'll turn the wire itself on its original place. So now let me connect the machine, see if we may get any response. So select the mode, spin mode. So this time around we're going to get the bad sound from the water pump, but I will try to check. Mostly if you have this sound, it might be coins and some data stacking inside. So this thing is now functioning. So let's check what might be inside our drain motor that causes it to sound like this, because the impellers may be hitting some stuff that is piled inside. So now we have it. So this is how to fix the machine, guys. So you need to be patient with this. Now after opening this, you can see there is a coin stacking in there. You need to turn off the machine and remove it. After removing it, the sound is much better. The machine is spinning. So the last thing is the switch on this door here. So there is a green substance on those terminals. When you open the door, sometimes it might not function. So you need to clean off all that dirt with the WD-40 or something. So keep that thing clean. Subscribe. Thanks for watching.